Yeah, like right now, from a defensive standpoint, we're doing a really good job of keeping us in games until we really find a good rhythm offensively. I don't know what their offensive rebounds are in the second half, but that's what really kept them in the hunt. And Marcus Lee did a good job with that, so we just had to adjust that a little bit. So while we figure ourselves out at the offensive end, if we keep playing defense like that, we'll give ourselves a chance. And I was said to the guys after the game, like, in this league, you go on the road and get a win, that's well done.
For sure, yeah. And you kind of alluded to it there. I think the biggest lead for both teams was 9 points. So clearly quite a close battle throughout. How do you feel about how the boys kind of managed that?
Look, I felt like we did a good job. Like, when they put their noses in front, like, we stay composed in those moments. You know, obviously Dylan was really good in that second half there. But, you know, after Kansas' last performance, we knew they would come in energized with a point to prove and bounce back from that.
Dylan, obviously, good night for you and JLA scoring the ball. How did you feel you guys worked together tonight?
I think we've been playing well together so far this season, just kind of reading each other. And it's tough, you know, it's tough when we get in the ball screen. You know, either you got to step up and I'm going to throw it over the top, or, you know, they were in deep drops tonight, so I was able to get all the way to the rim a lot of times. And that was working for us, but he always just has that presence. So if they step up, you know, it's easy dump off.
Yeah, and obviously close battle throughout. How did you feel about how the boys kind of handled things when it was obviously back and forth in that last couple of minutes?
Yeah, I think we did a good job of just staying composed. Obviously a low-scoring game, kind of grinding it out on defense, just kept getting stops, staying with it, and you know, they made a little run late there in the fourth, and we just stayed composed and stayed in our offense and kept getting good looks, and we were able to rely on our defense there at the end and getting, you know, string together some stops to close it out. But
Coach, I guess I'll just start with you. Great win tonight. It was a battle for sure, but looking ahead to the rest of the season, Christian Doolittle, Mason Jones, they're going to have to get involved in the offense more. You talked about wanting to get into your offensive flow. What is that going to take? Is it just them needing to ask for the ball more, or?
No, like as we've, like you talk about Joe and Mason, like they've just joined our team from this year, where like Christian, very compliant player, and like lets the game come to him. And you saw tonight, like it was Dylan and Joe tonight, like when we play next, it could be those other guys. So I like where we're getting to as a team, because I think our depth can really help us through this initial start of the season. So, look, I'm not worried about those guys, and you know, Dude's been his third season with us, so he understands. Like Mason's coming from the G League, understanding the NBL. Like he has moments every game where you see him growing and understanding what the style of play is for this league.
Dylan, you were my X factor before the game, so I'm glad you went off tonight. What I'm most impressed with is your ability to rebound at your size. You had 14 rebounds last game, 11 rebounds tonight. Is that something that you're purposely focusing on this season, is wanting to crash the glass on every possession?
I mean, that's something I've done kind of my whole career. Averaged double-digit rebounds in college. So I think it's just, for me, just staying consistent, crashing the glass. It's something we need. You know, tonight it was on the defensive rebound. Sometimes it's on the offensive boards. But just staying active and crashing the glass, you know, it's an important part of the game. So limiting their possessions and trying to get us extra possessions on the offensive end. It's just, at the end of the day, it's just an effort thing, trying to get past your man and get to the ball. So, yeah, it's something I try to focus on and continue to do for the team.
And Chris on Zoom.
Yeah, John, I feel like sometimes it's easy to focus on things that players aren't doing and easy to gloss over the good things that other players are doing. If you have a look at what Joe and Dylan did tonight, I mean, they combined for 56 points and 21 rebounds between them. They were incredible. I mean, there's not a lot going you can't run up to score when those two are playing so well.
Yeah, like, well, the beauty, and Dylan answered a little bit before, is like he's relentless on the glass. And then Joe had a massive tip in for us to go from 2 to 4, and that's something we preach every day, is finding the extra possessions, crashing the glass, putting heat on those guys, you know, the opposition, to be consistent in that area. So like Elijah Pepper got one as well earlier on, maybe in the third quarter. So, you know, as we chip away with that, like our offense isn't it's no Picasso right now, so we need to find other ways to contribute to the scoreboard ticking over.
I know it's a little bit awkward to talk about your son, obviously, but there's no doubting right now how much of a better team you look when Jeremy's out on the floor. And again, this is the most minutes he's played in a game tonight with 21, and you're plus 16 with him out on the court. I mean, he's doing a lot of things right at both ends of the floor, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah, he's doing a great job for us, and as you said, like he just kind of like the glue right now with whoever else he's on the floor with, like trying to create shots and opportunities for guys where they can really maneuver and be at their best, and like he's willing to be that guy for us right now. So it's really encouraging, and obviously from a father point of view, it's great to watch.
What about from your point of view, Dylan? You're out there playing with Jared, and you've talked about how you did see it during the pre-season, so you're not surprised to see him playing so well. But from a team's point of view, what is he doing that's helping you play so well when he's out on the court?
Yeah, he's just very composed, helps us get into our offense. He's a dynamic player. He can knock down open shots, but he can also get downhill too, and he makes good reads in the ball screen. So just overall good point guard. We got a lot of good players around him. So he's just a steady presence for us, gets guys involved, and just makes the right plays.
Thanks very much, guys.
Yeah. Cheers.
Over to Craig.
Yeah, John, Jesse comes into the game, obviously under a cloud, doesn't play first half. You bring him on for the minutes that matter at the end. How gutsy was it of him?
Yeah, like, we talked about his injury earlier on in the week, and because it's, one that you don't see every day, we just let him figure that part out. And then once he said he's ready to play, I have full confidence in him being able to come out and, produce like winning plays that help us,
Was he able to play in that first half, or was it just that were you saving him for the end, knowing he was going to be in some sort of strike throughout the match?
No, like that was purely my decision. I wanted Noah and Dave to have an opportunity because, I got all reliable that I know is just ready to go at any opportunity. So that's how it was. And, once again, second half he comes in and does a great job. Like even the last play, good screen to get Dylan open so he gets to the foul line. So, it's a great safety net in any situation.
And to be in this position now, winning record, having, as you said, not playing great, like you've got so much improvement to come, but you haven't dropped these games. How much of a bonus is it to just know that you don't have anything to prep you when you're learning your way through the system?
Well, it's been great at the defensive end. Like I don't know what our raw numbers are after tonight, but they were pretty good going into tonight's game. So that end of the floor is allowing us to figure ourselves out at the other end, and then I think we're 10th in the league in three-point percentage right now. So when that comes around, and as I always say, water will find its level in that area, it's only a matter of time. And we can't become impatient. We have to be okay winning games like this until we really find a nice groove.
Thank you.
Cheers, Craig.